Hi.
Hey.
Hey. So the kids have been sick, what seemingly
Too long.
way too long. So we are making Chinese congee, which is a rice porridge out of salted pork bones. And this is a comfort food, I guess, for us, especially when we're sick. But also, my mom seems to think that salted pork makes all the difference. So we have some pork that I've been marinating for the last 24 to 48 hours. I marinated this a couple nights ago. So I've just sprinkled about 2 tablespoons of salt in with the bones, and I'm just gonna give them a rinse. And basically what you're doing is just kind of curing the pork. And we're just gonna rinse that out, and then I'm going to parboil it. So now we're gonna wash all the scum off the bones. Now we're going to put the parboiled bones into the pot, into the pressure cooker. I'm going to cover it with water, and we're going to let that pressure cook for about an hour. I'm going to put the lid on, make sure that it's locked. Venting knob is on the ceiling. So I have already washed my rice and I've drained it, and I'm going to marinate it with half a teaspoon salt and half a teaspoon of oil. And the reason why we're doing this is so that when it cooks, apparently, the rice will open up and it'll be a creamier congee. And we're going to let this marinate for at least half an hour, but since we're waiting for the pork bones to boil anyways, it'll be for about an hour, and that's fine. So the pork broth is now done cooking, and here is a little tip I've learned in releasing the steam slowly. Usually there is just quick release or natural pressure release, which is you just leave it on, keep warm, and you allow the pressure to release naturally, and that can take quite some time. Or you can quick release, which is just switching the knob to full venting, and what I've found that I can release it slowly just in case I think there's too much pressure in there that may have created bubbles, and we don't want the liquid spewing from the top of the vent, which of course has never happened to me.
No.
Yeah. It creates a humongous mess, and you just don't want to do that. So I will just put a wooden spoon, the dowel of a wooden spoon, and just lift it up ever so slightly. And you can just let it release slowly. And once it gets to a certain point, you can just release it fully. One of the things I love about the smartphone is I'm able to see what's going on inside the pot. And usually, when I see low for pressure level, I just release the ceiling knob to full venting. And I know I'm not going to end up with some mess. Dude's favorite moment. I'm going to remove the bones. And we're going to take the meat off the bones to serve with the congee. It's just fall off the bones already as it is. As you can see, we have about 9 cups of broth, and these are not normal standard measuring cups. These are the cups that come with your Instant Pot, and they coincide with the amount of rice. So I have 1 to 6 is the ratio I use. So 1 cup of rice to 6 cups of water today, or broth. Today I have about 1.5 cups to 1 2/3 cups, and I was hoping to get about 10 cups of liquid. So what I'm going to do is pour the rice in. You can see that the broth has gone up a little bit, not quite 10. So I'm going to add a bit more water so that it reaches the 10 mark. And I'm doing that because I don't want my congee to be too thick. And so what I have found to be the perfect ratio is 1 to 6. So I want to make sure that I have enough liquid there to cook the rice and make it into congee. I'm going to put the lid on, and we'll start the script from my phone. And sometimes when you put the lid on, there's still some pressure in there because of the heat. Just be patient for all of that pressure to release. And lock your lid in place. Turn your sealing knob to sealing. And then on my phone, I'm going to choose congee and start. I had to pick up the kids after school, so I left it to natural pressure release, and it took about an hour, and it is now completely depressurized. But otherwise I would still let it natural release for about 10 minutes before you open it up. It looks really watery right now, but if you give it a good stir, you'll see that it is just beautiful broken down rice. If you like it a little bit thicker than this, you could decrease the amount of liquid or increase the amount of rice to liquid, but we find also that as it sits, it will also thicken. I'm just going to put in the shredded pork that I had shredded from the bones. I'm just going to put it all in there. Already it's a little bit thicker than what we initially saw. Put it in a serving